What's up everyone, it's Matt Wacek here. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be getting into how I grew my digital marketing agency from $0 in monthly recurring revenue to just over $15,000 in monthly recurring revenue in less than 1 year's time. So in a second here, we're going to be hopping into my computer and be sharing with you guys the traffic generation strategies that I use to bring in prospects that are actually interested in purchasing my services, as opposed to doing the old school pounding pavement, so to speak, where you're doing cold call, cold email, all that sort of nonsense. And what I also want to share with you is the funnel that is used, as well as kind of the sales process that we use as well. And also give you some info on the conversion rates that I've been able to experience over the past couple months here in terms of how many strategy sessions come in and actually convert into clients. So that way you have an idea of kind of what to expect as you get into building a digital marketing agency. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so we are here in my Stripe account and you're probably wondering, why am I sitting in here? I'm just going to keep this very brief. I believe in being transparent with you guys. I respect my audience. You take the time out of your day to invest into watching my content. I'm very thankful for that. And like I said, I respect my audience. I'm not going to be one of these fake gurus that shares the course sales, affiliate offers, whatever else they're promoting, and showing that to you as if that's the opportunity at hand that you have. And usually the business model that they teach, they make $0 in, or they make very minimal and then they switch over to selling courses. And so I don't want my channel to be about that. And that's why I share with you the numbers my business actually produces. So as you can see here, $15,225 monthly recurring revenue across 12 clients. One of these is a web hosting client that just have right for like $50 right now. They were on board for the service program to the end of 2020, but they couldn't get enough guys for snow plowing, so they just wanted to pause, and they couldn't find enough people to work through the entire year. So effectively at the end of December 2020, I was at $0 monthly recurring revenue. January 7th, I was able to sign another recurring client, and then on January 3rd this year is when I had signed the one that put us over 15,000 in monthly recurring revenue. So that's 361 days to go from 0 to 15,225 bucks monthly recurring revenue. Not bad. And I am aware that 15,000 is really not a whole lot. I mean, there are agencies that process this much every single day, or even double that, or even more than that. I mean, they'll do 10 times this much in a single day. But for me, with the road that I've kind of been on and how much of a struggle fest that it was, partly due to shiny object syndrome and shitty work habits. Either way, I'm proud of my progress so far, and I'm really pumped to have the opportunity that I have to grow something that's really beneficial to clients and of course me as well as an owner. So one quick thing here, you might see MMR for all 4 products. There's the number there, so you see the congruence. Products is just subscriptions in Stripe. That's how our clients pay us. That way it's auto pay every single month, as opposed to sending invoice, they got to pay it, it's late, all that sort of stuff. We don't want any of that. If you want me to do a video, by the way, on pricing and how we structure and get clients to pay, all that sort of stuff, comment below, let me know. That we can definitely do a video on that. Okay, let's get into the traffic generation strategy. So how do I pull in prospects that are actually looking to purchase my company services, as opposed to me having to go out, do cold email, cold outreach, all that sort of stuff, and just fight an uphill battle? In order to explain how I'm doing this, I got to explain the different types of traffic that there are out there, because the way that we communicate and the way that the person is and where they're kind of at the journey in terms of being a person out there online and actually paying for my services is a bit different depending on whether or not they've engaged with my brand. So depending on who you talk to, these ideologies might be a little bit different, but for me, this is my take on these different types of traffic. So we have targeted or hot traffic. These are people who know who you are, know who your brand is. They're engaging with your social profiles or following your YouTube channel, whatever it may be. We have warm traffic. These are people seeking out information regarding your business. So they're going to the Google search. Again, that's why I focus so much on the SEO of my agency, because of the fact that that brings in good quality leads. And by the way, the targeted would be like YouTube channel for sure. But then also there's cold traffic. This would specifically be running ads on social media or YouTube, where it could somewhat be warm because they're interested in the service or they have the targeting there, but they don't know anything about your brand. And so in terms of most expensive to least expensive, the number one highest expense traffic to convert is going to be the cold traffic, because these people don't know who you are. It's going to cost a fortune to get them into a strategy session. Then you have to be very, 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 very good at selling. And I've failed to actually convert. I don't think I've converted a single cold traffic into a paid client yet. I've only had the opportunity, I think, once with the really good script that I have now in terms of my strategy session compared to what I had before, where I was showing SEO rankings as opposed to just solving their freaking problem. But it's going to be a whole lot more expensive, and your conversion rates are going to drop tremendously. I would say 10% is probably a good conversion rate for cold traffic. Might be a little bit higher, but when we come up here to these numbers with the targeted, which is my YouTube channel targeted. These are people, and granted, my channel's not crazy. It's not like we have 20,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and 10,000 views on each video. That would be amazing if I got it to that level, but I really need to focus on my consistency with these videos. But the past 2 months, basically almost, it was 2.5xing my business in terms of how much workload that we now have, building the site, the SEO, all that sort of stuff. I've kind of let YouTube content creation go down by the wayside, but I'm going to definitely set this up into my schedule so that way I'm producing videos here on my agency channel, because this just works so much better than other strategies out there to bring in traffic. But targeted, bar none, people coming to YouTube, people going to Google, these two right here are going to be the absolute best traffic sources in order to convince someone to want to purchase your services. So the past 2 months, if we come over to Calendly, we had 13 strategy sessions. 11 of them were actually qualified prospects. You can see one here was a no-show, so we canceled it. Another one was someone that was just vastly underqualified. So 11 that were actually qualified, we closed 6 of them into clients. And so that's actually about a 55% conversion rate. Now, the one limit that we do have is there's only so many people that are going to be targeted audience out there, or warm traffic as well. So if I want to really start scaling, I'm either going to have to put more effort into YouTube to get that to grow, and also probably simultaneously focus on running ads as well. It's just going to be a bit more expensive. But 55% up here is a whole lot better than cold calling, cold outreach to maybe get 20%. If you really work the leads hard. So if you're someone that's just getting started, I would really suggest creating an agency website, making sure it looks amazing. And then of course, creating content on YouTube. Put yourself out there, put yourself on camera. It's gonna only benefit you. You get out what you put into it, without a doubt. And I've slacked on this so much. I let it go by the wayside multiple different occasions with multiple month breaks between creating videos. But as I grow my agency and I can start hiring, I can have people that can focus on the day-to-day things like the ranking management, all that sort of stuff, and links and everything else, that I can focus on growing the business in terms of making sure we have consistent content here on YouTube and all that sort of good stuff, because I really like creating these videos. I hate editing them, but I love creating the thumbnails and the titles, all that sort of stuff, and trying to get search rankings and whatnot. So okay, so to wrap up the traffic side of things, what I would really suggest doing, because I know I just covered a ton right there, is just bottom line, just create content out there. Put yourself on YouTube and focus on it. Don't focus on tomorrow. Don't focus on next month. Keep working whatever job that you have and just do this, because I can almost guarantee you 4, 5, 6 months from now. And yes, there are going to be people that say, oh, cold outreach, do that. Do that as well. But also don't neglect this side either. I didn't want to do cold outreach because I didn't want to do it. I just straight up didn't want to, because I had a couple calls that I did and I got hung up on, and it's not fun. So I would rather just do this and enjoy and get better at this, because this helps me here on my channel, because if I can figure out how to rank videos over on this end, it's going to apply over here with my personal channel that I have as well. And I just enjoy doing YouTube. So put yourself on camera. Don't just hide behind the screen, because that's just not going to work anymore. I did that in the earlier videos 5, 6 years ago. That worked, but it doesn't work like that anymore. So what you're going to want to do is create that type of content and put yourself out there, because the nice thing about this is these are going to work for you 24/7. You can only do cold outreach when someone's awake and doing it. These videos, someone could be watching it at 3 o'clock in the morning when you are sleeping, or whatever else that you want to be doing. And so they can come in and then they can enter into the funnel that you have set up. So for example, let's say someone's been watching this video and they want to get more information. So I have a pinned comment right here, just like I have a pinned comment beneath this video to go follow my Instagram, which I suggest that you do, because I share a lot of cool behind the scenes content and other things like that on my Instagram and stories and posts and whatnot. So be sure to go down below and click that. But someone, if they either will open up the description, it'll take them to the page where they can go to our opening part of the funnel, or the pinned comment, like I said. And so I usually put the pinned comment here because of the fact that sometimes people don't always open the description. And so when they click that page, they land right here, which I'm usually working on this. I change it up from time to time depending on the different types of problems to solve and whatnot. And if you copied this word for word, it's probably not going to work with the industry that you are serving, because the fact that you're going to be solving different problems than I'm solving, I can almost guarantee it. Even if you're selling website SEO, that sort of stuff, it's still going to be different messaging. So what you want to really be doing is, like I mentioned in the previous video, figure out what the problems are that your industry that you're serving has and help them solve it. If it's through marketing or if it's through recruiting, helping them get more employees, whatever it is, there are different opportunities out there for sure. And the cool thing is, if you're doing things like recruiting or running ads as well, the margin is way higher. It's just the labor to manage the things, as opposed to SEO, where we have all these links and things like that we're investing into. But so they land here at this page. We have our headline. We have a VSL. It's like 40 minutes long, this one. It probably should be half as long, but I put it together and I figure, hey, let's just do it. Let's do it right. And then below that, we have the calendar widget where they can book to actually get a strategy session and have a conversation with me. And then beneath here, I have this yellow banner that says important, only available to one landscape contractor per service area. And I also have that we have waiting lists in multiple areas of the country, because so far in 3 areas of the country, we have at least 1 or 2 contractors in many of these areas who want to sign on board, but we're already working with someone in their city. So this is not some scarcity BS. If you don't actually have this, don't write this in. Just put the limited to only 1 contractor or 1 company per area. But this works really well because obviously people came in and they wanted to work with us in this area, and we just said no because we already just signed somebody. So then below that, we have just testimonial video, other results. So you don't have to have the videos. They're going to help tremendously. I'm waiting on a couple clients to create videos. They just have not had the time. But we use the stats from our call lead tracking or emails that they sent, more lead tracking, emails, Google review, emails they sent, that sort of stuff. And then kind of one last push down here at the bottom where we say, hey, if this sounds like what's something you want to do, click here to book. Brings them up to the top of the page. They can book a call. So let's just say we're going to select this time for this day. They enter in all their info. Then they're booked. And then what happens? They land here. And so you notice here, we have video on all this stuff. Like, I'm not afraid to put myself on camera, obviously, right here. And you should be the same as well. How many other agencies out there have no video on their website whatsoever? And they're just like this random brand. I mean, that might work if you're already doing $3-4 million a year. But to get things going, be on camera like this. Do these things that are hard, because they're going to stand out. And it's just going to make you look better as a company. And so you can see here, we have a big headline, congrats, you're booked, critical. You need to watch this short video about your session, check your email for confirmation details, that sort of stuff. And then also down below here, there's a message saying that we're going to email you if you selected less than 150K, because we need to see if it's even going to be a fit, because we are not charging the lowest amount of marketing agencies out there. So it's really that simple. Then they get notifications from Calendly or Zoom, one of the two, because we have it integrated with Zoom, and the days leading up to the call that we have, and then we have the strategy session. And so during the strategy session, we are talking with them to solve their problem. What's their problem? They tell us what the problem is. It's that simple. We're not talking about SEO. We're not talking about pay-per-click. We're not talking about cost per click. We're assessing what their problem is, and we're prescribing a solution to solve their problem. And 9 times out of 10, based on what they've told us, if it is related to what we can help them with, that solution is our service program. And for me, what I'm really trying to push is website SEO and review syndication, because it's more longer term focus. I can count on that revenue, as opposed to ads, where it might only be 4, 5, 6 months that someone runs ads and then they churn out because they're completely capped. They can't handle it anymore. And whereas with SEO, it's more consistent. It's their website, it's their brand presence, it's all that as well. So that is how I took my agency from $0 monthly recurring revenue to just over 15 grand monthly recurring revenue in exactly 361 days. And how you could do similar. Kind of just to wrap it up, focus on the targeted traffic. These are going to be the easiest ones to convert. Put yourself on YouTube, create blog posts on your agency's website, get them ranked. And again, you can also do the cold outreach stuff if you want. I'm not going to do that. I don't even suggest it, because there's just so much out there. You really have to really stand out if you want to actually get attention from the cold outreach that you do, versus becoming the one that they seek out when you create content for them to digest. Creating YouTube channels with unique videos, studying headlines and titles and all that sort of stuff. And for a lot of industries out there, there are still contractors out there. They're still going to search online. Oftentimes Google is going to index the YouTube videos in the search results on Google. And then there you go. You have a video that shows up and ranks for how to get more deck projects or whatever it is, custom deck builds or design and builds, whatever the service is. You can become that go-to authority in that niche. Similar to what I've been able to do here so far with landscape contractors, and what I'm going to continue to do, because like I mentioned, I've lacked consistency and really got to fix that, because that kind of irritates me that I have not been, because I know that I should be. So anyways, that's what I've done to get from 0 to 15K. And if you like this video, I appreciate you down below. Drop a like on this video. Be sure to go down below, hit that first link in the description. Go follow me on Instagram to check out behind the scenes content that I share in my stories. Share a lot of different insight that I just don't do here on YouTube because it's just quicker to post up quick on Instagram, that you can check out there as well. And again, be sure to go down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so that we know when all the newest content comes live. I got a long list of videos that you guys wanted to see, so I'll be making those and also just sharing with you guys updates on the journey and everything like that. So again, like, comment, subscribe, comment below your thoughts or questions, and follow on Instagram. And I'll see you guys in the next video.